Okay, my journal. Now I can. So, hoffentlich klappt das. Ich muss mal kurz auf das Livestreaming klicken. Und dann öffnet das Video. Das ist ganz gut. Na, eins zu viel geschlossen. Und dann ist hier der Chat. Und der funktioniert auch. Gut. Das Einzigste, was fehlt, ist jetzt den Link, um den zu posten. Den kriegt man hier unten. So. Okay, dann können wir loslegen. So. This is where we left off. Now we have to build a bridge over this river. Only problem is building it properly. I do think I will actually go directly into a tunnel. We will leave a little bit more space. This is a very difficult decision. It's like 24 meters high, which is good from a height perspective. This should be high, so the ship can go under it. The main issue is how high do you really want to have something like that? This is okay. I feel like in normal shipping, this is the minimum bridge height you actually need for this to be valid. That would be at least my guess. Let's put speed limit 120 is fine. And a bridge type, which is a little bit more difficult. And same thing over here, which I currently do not like. I mean, the problem is currently where really do I want to have the bridge, where do I want to have to start it, and where do I want to have to end it. And the issue basically is I need to have enough loss of speed so I can get down here with this upper track. And I don't want to have it be too steep, because that looks like horseshit. In the end, what I can do is do this part and then have like a separate track connect and go around. Or maybe something like a three-parter, something like that. I mean, this is a pretty major bridge, so I might actually make like 4 track points. I get over here basically. This is the maximum I can reach, which is 135, and this is 136, so I can actually in fact reach it. Now the question is, can I reach it if I go straight through and go into a tunnel? And the next point is, how high can the bridges go? And I think this is like only 30 meters maximum. I mean, I can redesign this part, it's no issue. It's like, what now, 136 meters, so that bridge would be in total, yeah, 36 meters high. That is a massive height. Like I said, the issue is getting this bridge down here. I mean, we had one go over here, and this part over here is like 121 meters, so we have to get over that. So 130 meters is the minimum actually. Let's just place this as a attempt. And as you see, this is an issue, I think. No, this would work. And this is high enough. So 30 meters is the absolute minimum, and I think like I will go for 30 meters. Size wise, that is pretty perfect. It's just a question of the bridge we need now. And we could reuse this bridge, but does it have the option for double? I don't think it does. Nope. Which will mean we'll use the other one. Or we could use one that is not of a direct design pattern and just manually build it then. So 130 is here. So this is the line we have to work with. Next point is I can go straight. I can go 3 times. This is what 3 times would look like. We can put it down here, I guess. I mean, like I said, the problem is reaching that part here, and we can only reach 135 meters. That much I already discovered. In total, it would take like 4 arcs, I think. Which is good. I like that a lot. Although realistically it's like only 3 that really make a lot of sense. So we have like 3 go all the way to that place and then manually have it done. It's snapping on, it's really annoying. I think I would delete that part, just so I can properly paste this. And the next part is I need 4 tracks. Yeah, honestly, like if I go for 45 meters, it's just not enough, I feel like. Like this is the height we're going to achieve, and I feel like really we should try to put a really long bridge instead of just one. Something like that. That would be perfectly. It's just now the height that's the issue. So this is the place that would have to snap on. That's easily built. It's just about getting the parameters correct, and also we have to. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying when you build it like that, but you have to delete a few parts and then you can complete. Just like so. And this is how you get a very nice well-placed track. There we go, that's the bridge. It looks much better than the old one. like I said, we're going to have another one right next to it. And we're going to connect them. Oh yeah, we can have one go over here to this place, which I do like. I want to build a town over there. We can have that track go all the way. And this is the main line that's going down here. I mean, the one thing that I'm really not sure about is the placement of the station here and that bridge. Like, it's a very smooth track because it goes all the way up and then one large corner and then it goes over there. But the issue is that this really doesn't look that good. So in the end, I'm against it. The same thing over here. The track comes all the way from down here, goes through there to the tunnel, then it reaches the place. So what could I do instead? I could go instead like this. Fuck off. I hate when it does that. And then go down here. So we're going to have like go slower down. Yeah, I do think I will actually change this part. I really dislike this part here. I really do feel like this town, if it's going to become something, then it should be a little bit bigger. It's just this part down here, which I'm really not sure about. Like, how am I going to otherwise get rid of the height, you know? So for example, this line, it could go straight and then could continue straight. So this line would be like, I don't know. So this is the normal line, and then we could have one that goes all the way around. Yeah, I'm not so convinced about the usability of that part. Alternatively, I could try to continue on that line and then connect it up. And so you have like one big one, you know? And have like a really big triangle here, where the trains can then switch over to that line easily. Because that line is just to go and let intercity trains go through, I think. Again, I just remember that line actually doesn't connect to that. It's going to go all the way up to here. Oh yeah, I remember that now. And then it goes all the way around here, makes this huge loop. Alternatively, I could make the huge loop go up here and then arrive here. And then continue onwards and make another loop or something like that, because currently the loop is right there. And this line I feel like should go like to a huge port I want to build here. This is a nice location for a port. It's like on the big lake where you have a lot of space and so on and so forth. Like these hills I think I will delete, including the industry. And then you have a connection right between this line and that line. Not sure how useful that is though. It's very difficult to blend this stuff, especially when you change your blends. I do think though that what I just decided over here, that I don't want to have it be that steep. Because currently I go only for like one step. Like there's 2 steps in this game, which is kinda shit. Like you have this really steep one, which is like 65 degrees or something around that, 76. It's basically very, very steep, and in real life you wouldn't see a steepness like that. Like you can see it, but only on very secluded places, because it limits very much what you can let travel on it. Transportfever doesn't really emulate this very well, this part, because you can pretty much even have very heavy freight trains go over a steep slope like that. In real life you couldn't. So I'm trying to emulate real life here. In real life, in a very mountainous region like this, you would really have to stretch the lines in order to make sure that the gradients are not too steep. And this is why I only use this gradient for the main lines. Like this one I can use for the narrow track one, which is pretty much over here. Like part of it, you know. Like this can be very steep. because this is what no track was built for, you know. It's supposed to lower the cost by having steeper gradients, by having more curve radius, stuff like that, basically, you know. And yeah, that works, you know. It's like in the Swiss Alps that happens, and that's pretty cool. I do like that part quite a bit, which yeah. I mean, I would like to travel on the Vanina line, which is a great part of rail history, I feel like. It's like the Swiss Alps, but yeah, kind of expensive, so in general, I think first of all I will finish this bridge, which is more important. So the next part was that I was wondering about, can I reach all the way down here on time? And this works, look at that. Just barely matches, and I can keep the line speed I really want to keep. So it's about here, I think. So we need to... So can I delete this here, or should I continue on a little bit further? Well, first let's make a few parallel tracks, which is important for coaching. So you do it like that. Make like a few parallel ones, just so you have an even space to work with. And then we can delete it like that. And use that part to see how it would look like. So this is like the 4 part now. And from what I can see, the high-speed line is a little bit in the way. So we will have to redo the high-speed line a tiny bit. But what I can also see is that most likely we are going to use it like that. So this one is fine to start from here. I mean, I would like to build a little bit more hill, maybe, like all the way over there. The problem is, like, if you use another arc, which I feel like is needed. Yeah, it's getting a little bit too long, so we need to... Oops. I better really hit everything. So I would have to change it like this, and then we get like this would be pretty much perfect. So let's try it out. Can always artificial lengthen it, so let's delete it. There we go. So we can in fact go a little bit further without an issue. So this is also straight, yes. Make another drive. If you put it up there, that's what it would look like. If you start right here. So we make like a medium. So let's have it go to about here, I feel like the middle of it. This is difficult because you have to build straight. The game doesn't like you to do on way sort of switches. So we have to do it like this and then delete a little bit. There we go. And finally we have to build... Oh yeah, and this line is going to be a little bit too sharp. So we have to lengthen this as well. Which, how am I going to fucking do that? Okay, this is 80. What's the speed? Yeah, this is 80. We want to keep 80. I mean, for now it doesn't matter. Just build it. Like, these are the tiny things that you have to solve at the end. 1, 2, 5. There we go. I mean, basically in the end, I want to have it as the spot over here, basically, which is looking like this right now, you know? Like, this is not actually what it's supposed to look like in the end. When I have to lead the railroad down there, it's going to look like this, you know? You have the road here with a few trees, which I'm going to manually plant, and then you have the... Oh yeah, I also need to build some stuff there. But yeah, you basically have the high-speed line then up there, you know? I still need to build these... like these assets over there to have it look good, and then yeah, so this is just going to look like it's human made, you know, because if you believe it or not, but terraforming can be done to a lot of XSF, so it has to be done in real life, very much so. And okay, I can put in, I just got a good upgrade which now allows you to use different track, which I very much like. So we can make the speed on the bridge 1 speed and only 1 speed. Come on, buddy. I think this is correct. It's not. This is kind of a problem. You have to do it zoomed out. Can't place it inside. There we go. Saving now. There we go. Perfection. I just realized another mistake, which I need to fix. But for now we can. Fuck off. Now what is it even connecting to? It's connecting to that road down there. That's retarded. Now the bloody window's in the way. Okay, let's do it like this then. And fill this in. That's again connecting down there. There we go. I mean, I could also put like 2 spaces and make the other one a little bit higher speed. So I have like 80 kilometers on that one, and on the outer one we can have a little bit faster. Not sure though. This part I'm going to delete. This connection was really sloppy. It's going to be connecting down there, I think. Also, instead over here, I'm just going to have it let it go all the way down. This part I think it can stay. Yeah, sure, why not? And then connect the lines. And this is again a bad part. Like, I could leave it a little bit angulated, I guess. But the problem is I have to connect that line to that line down there, and how I'm going to do that is a difficult question. Oh well. This is a question for the next time, I guess. Yeah, I wanted to fix something, which means deleting this bridge again. And manually making sure that this part looks good. So we want to have this be a little bit sharp. Now it's again connecting this bridge. There we go. Very nice. And down there, well, it's not perfect. I would need even to do it a little bit steep in order for it to look really good, but oh well. Can't have everything, I guess. I'm going to leave it as it is. So. And that's the 4x4 line. Now we have to connect that 4x4 line to this line, which means we can delete that part. It's too high. Also, we have to connect to that part. Okay. It's like, let's just roll it for now. This is not terminal. I'm going to delete it immediately. I just need to have a height, and we need to achieve until there. So we're going to wait. to here. And then go up. Like, another thing is you cannot have a gradient happen way too quickly. It would be a mess in real life. So I wanna be careful with it. This is fucking perfect. Flawless. Very satisfied with that. If you get something like that on the first attempt. Off we go. Now we can track this until we find the spot which allows the best, like the perfect radius. 94 it is. Okay. What's the speed up there? 87, 84. Okay, that's that line connected. Like, I thought about connecting this line all the way to the high-speed line, but after thinking about it a little bit, like, the high-speed line goes all the way down here, through all this place here. Like, there's going to be a connection up here to the big city, and then it goes to this place, which I still have to work on. Goes up the mountain, and then gets to this place, which I feel like we don't need to have a connection. Like, this connection down there is fine. We don't need any more. Like, in theory, we have a connection between that line, and then to the high-speed line. That one is actually needed and will make sense when laying out the train network. So, next thing I'm thinking about is connecting this line to that line. Like, the space is here very, very limited because it's right next to the sea, so it's very, very tight. It's a very tight fit. But I do think I can do it. It's just about finding the space where I can do it. And that's, yeah, not going to be that easy. I feel like I will do this off camera because it's going to be a disaster to get it right. So what height is this? This is 141. So this is literally straight from down here, 136. I'm thinking about deleting that part and finding the spot with 136, which there is none. We could go over here and then go through 136, 114, 120. We have 132 down there. Oh, well, we see. As usual, this kind of crap we really I don't want to think about it for now. So, this part we can delete 100%. Like, I don't know, I had it connected right there with a very weird looking and shit looking connection, and I just really wasn't a fan of it whatsoever. The only other thing I could think of is like making it go all the way up here from there, but again, this is just a mess. I really do think I will like leave this part here quadruple tracked, you know. Instead of letting it go inside and connecting it like I currently do, I'm just going to let it connect unconnected and have like a quadruple line go all the way, which is actually going to help me down here as well, for reasons that become very obvious. Because right now what I really dislike is having this really small patch down here, which, yeah, I don't know, it just looks not that very nice. But if I'm going to have this next to the quadruple line and we're going to have it like that, then it actually looks decent, you know. Also there's like this gray one, which I do not like. Like, it's fine, it's still part of the station watch, which gives you this really good looking high speed package, which I use it, but I really don't like the track for the station. It should have been the normal gravel texture instead of the rather brownish. I mean, it does give you some really good high-speed track, which I currently haven't laid here. I'm very smart. We have laid it. Yeah, we have laid it. And that high-speed track looks really well. Like, it just looks good, you know. Like, this is really looking like a high-speed line. instead of all the other crap, which doesn't look like a high-speed line. It just looks like normal track, which you wouldn't use for high speed. And hey, look at that, it actually looks also good here. So we can connect this. Good. And I mean, the only problem this track has is that the curve radius is bloody insane. It makes no sense. Like in real life, you need like 2000 meter curve radius. Like this is like what? This is like maybe, I would say like 500, 600 maybe. Yeah, 600 maybe, yeah. About something like that, and you get 200 kilometers. In real life, you need like 2000 meters of radius, you know. Like from here all the way to here in order to get a 200 kilometer speed in a curve. I mean, you can stretch it a little bit, I guess, you know, but you cannot stretch it too much, which is why I feel like this is kind of obscene than having 200 kilometers. Like here, for example, like this is with the normal track, you get like 240, and that makes sense. But if you use the high-speed track, you can like go through here with 380, which again makes no sense. But I like this part a lot, how it connects then up there and goes up in the mountain. That part I do like. Like this part was a lot of redoing and doing and redoing and redoing and doing it even more, because I just wasn't very satisfied whatsoever, and you could definitely see that. This part here I will most likely delete. Oh, maybe not delete it, but redo it severely. So I have like the intercity line connect to that. Sure, that could work. I think this actually does connect, doesn't it? What's the matter right now? Oh, it's because of that track down there, which we can actually delete. Just wanted to test. And this actually is not that high. Huh. Oh no, it is. So it would come out here. I'm thinking about it. I might actually do that and have a bridge. Like the problem is connecting the high-speed lines here. Where does it actually reach? This is actually also the same height. But we could connect it like that and then have like a double connection. So if we go all the way down here and then connect it together. Or even do the connection here. Oh, actually I like that part much better. As it is current right now, it's like two separate tracks, you know. Which is fine, I guess, but not really. Instead we could like lay it like that. And then like, what's the middle one? It's like 3 in the middle, I think. Best case it's like 4, then it would be an easy thing to connect. Now this looks like 3. So how am I going to centralize that one? It's like a really weird mix, you know, like wouldn't it like to be like 4 ones, so yeah. But yeah, this is the idea basically, and then have like intercity line go all the way up here, and then it can go through the mountain, it can go up to this city, which is going to be there, and then it's going to continue on down there, you know. But that's still a lot of redoing and like trying to get a really good feel about the track being laid as it would be in real life. And that's pretty much what I am looking for. It's tedious work, but it's fun at the same time, because once you actually do get it correct, then it looks really nice. Like you could say, hey, this is just, it's just very good looking. Okay, let's go down. 140. 140 is fine. Nope. How about this? There we go. then I would go inside the tunnel right there. Right, that was a perfect fit. It's not quite perfect. This is pretty okay. So about here, I guess. That is too much. That's looking good, I would say. So my next question is which tunnel to take. Like, this is a more older line, I feel like. More part of a classical network. So we could take like that tunnel. We don't have to look through it, it's a pretty straight tunnel. Makes also sense to have like... we can let it look like that. Like, there's many choices right now. And then it goes 20 years and goes over there. Yeah, that's better than the old track I built. I don't know why, it's just... yeah. This part here is okay, I guess, but the other part, yeah, it was just too high. And like I said, in railways you try to avoid gradients as much as possible, keep the track even. Don't have it go up and down. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. And then you can make the connection up there. So, like problem, yeah, we have like here, which is how am I going to connect this, because this is just a huge cliff. Also loaded that part. 5, 120. I think I can like reach 120. I could do more if I do it manually. Question is, do I want to do it manually? What's the speed I can reach in this bend? That seems to be 120. Okay, so we can keep it at 120 and that would be perfect. Okay, let's try. Like, don't worry, that graphics glitch I'm going to fix. It's because of the bridge, which can make the... this part is a fucking disaster. The problem is I need to get like 124, so it's like 120 on all track eventually. Okay. That part can go, and I need to make a connection here. Another parallel track part. And it can go a little bit further than 124 zone. Son of a bitch, there we go. Get rid of that. Connect this to that. Oh, fuck off. Got dodged on tab. Like, this curve can be 120 and it's fine. 23 is a little bit too much. 121, that's good enough. There we go. Now we have the track all the way 120 and we make sure that we don't hit the mountain too hard. So we didn't have to slice it. because that would be looking rather retarded, if I may say so myself. And now get rid of this. Manually connect it. The problem again is how far can this line go and still look good. Like we're going to have like manually stuff over here which is going to make this look okay. Like this is, for example, looks like shit, but we're going to put assets on it so it looks good. And looking at this, we still have place for quadruple vex over here, which is perfect. It's just what I wanted. Like not all the way, but for this part it allows us to put 4 tracks where there's very little space, which is neat. So what is the speed here? I feel like this is like 140. Yeah, it is. We could keep it at 140. What's the actual speed? 154. Yeah, this is a difficult decision. Like in reality, we can have it a little bit further here. Again, I want to keep as much space as possible. Yes, I need to go into the tunnel. And let's put this one. And we delete this and that. As soon as the train is in the tunnel. Yeah, this is not looking good. Honestly, the train doesn't even have to be in the tunnel this early. Let me quickly redo this. Like until then, it can definitely be outside it. Let's delete that part. And now we can get that whole tunnel start going downwards. And we reach this part only. I mean, it's fine, we need to reach about here, I think. Is this enough or is this not enough? That's the question I'm having right now. And I do think I need to make a sharp turn down here with the same ideology behind it. Same thing over here. There's a little bit too little space. That sucks. Yeah, what a disappointment. This is from that line. What can I do over there? Because this is such a tiny part, I don't want to... Oh wait, let me test something. This is 120. Oh yeah, this is already fitted and everything. It's just right there, it doesn't fit anymore. Like it partly fits, but at certain spots it just gets too tight. So there's 2 chances: I can redo this part, or I could leave it as it is and try to work around it. Or the third option is delete it all and then redo it. And I do think I will delete it all and then redo it. Like, it doesn't matter if this is straight or not. Like, it does matter if it's straight, but it doesn't matter if the form right now is like it is. I'd rather get rid of it and do it properly. As well as get rid of the tunnel. No one needs it. And we will get rid of this part and the tunnel as well. So now we're going to build where we can build. Like the spots where you can't build are really, really tiny, as you can see. That is like minimal change. Also right here we need to make it even. Okay. This is an issue when you're close to the sea, then it does some really bad stuff, like going up. I mean, I could up the speed, I guess. Then I would have to redo this shit all. Can't say I'm a fan. Yeah, but at the same time, it would make placing the track much easier, because I just have to drag it right close to the fundamentally the track where the ground is. Like, how did I do it here? Is this the same? Or is this also a little bit higher? So this is like 105 and this is 104. Whew, this would be really a lot of redoing of track, but at the same time this might actually be worth it. Here it's 103. This is from all the way down here, which is not going to happen. And this is 109. I'm thinking about it, because this is really tempting of redoing all of this. Just to get it right and not have to worry about any gradients and stuff like that, you know. And honestly, I do think I will do it. It sucks a little bit, but it doesn't suck enough for me to be worried about it. Okay, let's go for it. That's a tedious work. At the same time, I really wasn't unhappy. I was also a little bit unhappy how this looks here. Just, look at this part. This is a mess. I really wish I didn't do it like that, but hey, this is the part I built very early on, and it shows. So I'm going to delete all of it. What a bummer. And that's actually a real bummer, because it's the part up there that also gets deleted. But I'm actually okay with that. Including the tunnel. So yeah, we're going to go for 105, which is going to be like that. It also makes a little bit of sense to have it like 105, because if you think about it in real life, I can have what's it called? You can have a flood. I mean, it doesn't have to happen. Oh, nice. This is a very nice glitch. Looks so funky. This goes down. I mean, the part that sucks is the part that I just made is also going to get disqualified. Oh well, such is life. You make something and then you just get rid of it. It's like an ugly painting. Seriously, that sucks. Because I just placed it before I realized that this was a little bit not enough. Like I said, it has its advantage because it means that building right next to the river is much easier, so I feel like on the long run this is actually going to be faster than continuing with what I did before. Because it means now I can drag, click and drag basically. So from here now it's about finding that spot that allows for, like, I have to find the spots where I want to keep the drag straight and then put the curves between it. Let's go from here to here. I need to be careful though that I get it right. Because as you see, the game is falling a little bit. There we go. That's the height we want. More track to get rid of. The only thing I'm not sure about the high speed track, what height does it have? It's also 104. It's all the way 104. 104. 104. I might redo the high speed track as well. Which looks like a big loss, but it actually isn't. It allows me to get rid of quite a few mistakes. For example, get rid of that industry, which I will use a mod for, which I haven't tested actually. Okay, where is it even? Like, it's called Bulldozer, it's pretty new, and like I said, I haven't tried it. Is it here on the brush asset? That station? Yeah, I have to find that mod now. That sucks a little bit. Maybe I can see it in the website. Workshop Bulldozer, which is something I waited for a long time, getting rid of the bloody fucking industries that are badly placed. Mr. Khan online, even the search for the center. They have it right under the question mark one. Okay, that was close. Should be here. There we go. Like, you have to wait a little bit. Then you have to manually place the points. It also takes way long until it loads it. Nice, this works. This is really, really cool. Okay, I think we get rid of all the industries, which positions I don't like. One. Yeah, great mod. Insanely good mod. Like, this mod is like, oh, it's so needed. Because the game is really bad at placing industries, I feel like. It always does it at inconvenient places. I mean, I don't know, this is kind of the thing that these games really... Oh, wait, I need to go to plan. This is kind of the thing these games really struggle with, if I may say so myself. Because whenever you create cards, they kind of struggle with placing industries in a coherent manner that actually makes sense. I mean, I feel like you can fix that. It's the same thing with towns. Towns get placed really badly. And I can show you how. Like on this map, for example. It put a town right there, which is like, what the fuck? It just makes no sense, you know. I mean, I tried to keep some of the towns, but some were just unsalvageable. At the same time, other places which are perfect for a town. For example, here, look at this place here. This is perfect for a town, and there's no town. this one goes away. One. So yeah, finally I can get rid of all the terrible assets and factories, everything that shouldn't be there and is. It also allows you to get rid of towns very quickly. You just make an outline of the town, then you can delete it all at once. It's just such a good mod. I'm really impressed. I do think I will delete all of the industries and manually place them. Because if I manually place them, I can do a better job of it. Wait, plan. I mean, for example, the road connection is looking the wrong way and so on and so forth. And I lost quite a bit of sleep. Like, I'm gonna go to bed and lie in bed and I'm thinking about how I can plan something, you know. And you have these ideas in your head, and I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with these industries, because I kind of want to connect them, but at the same time I cannot connect them because they're kind of fucking shite. Like, they're badly placed. It's simple as that, you know. And there's really nothing I can do. Like, for example, that one. I mean, in theory I could, but at the same time, it's just you have to build around the industries rather with the industries. And now I can change that, you know. And have like one of every single factory type. I can have one basically, and make one really huge, you know, where it's really well connected, have a really big part around it. Oops. Like, have it look really good. That's basically what it is, you know. Like, I can show you the town that I made. That town you can then put an industry in. Previously it was like, okay, I can do that as well, but then I have all these unused industry assets right in the middle of it, and it just looks so bad. Because you build industries in more usable places where you really want to have a town, like for example this town, you know, it's perfect. I was very happy when I built it. But you couldn't really build something around it, you know. This is the only part I still need to finish up, really. Otherwise this region is pretty much finished, you know. Like, there were some updates on the cars, like you can build now, place down a few more individual cars and something like that, you know. But at the same time, this is pretty much as high as I want to have it on all the map, you know. Like, this is the detailing I really want, you know. So you can build like a manual sort of parking space around the station. Have like the old town buildings, and this is something else that really needs to be modded more, like more buildings. Like, the vanilla buildings are fine to a certain degree, but that would be really cool. Like, get vanilla, like a quality of building model buildings in the quality of the vanilla buildings, you know. Like, maybe redo some real life buildings, stuff like that. That's kind of what currently people don't mod enough of. Really, I feel like lots of trains get modded, but no one really mods the buildings, you know. You could use so many more buildings in order to mod properly. I mean, it's fine, you know. There are some really good mods out there, like the Greystone mods, you know, like that one looks bloody amazing. It's really good. But we don't have enough buildings currently. That's definitely something I did notice. We could use more buildings, you know. And eventually we get it. I think people are going to work on that eventually. I mean, the game has been out like 1.5 years, and I feel like this is kind of what really makes this game good, you know. Yeah, this part I have to redo as well. But in general, this is what really makes the game good, you know. Like, all the mods that you can get for it. This is what makes it good. So, let me think. What other mods I want to get rid of? Like, there's unfortunately something up there which I have to get rid of. Out of interest, if I only place it like that. Oh wait, I have to specify one planning. And I do think like the third installment of this game is going to be even better, because the jump from Transportfever to this game is like massive. Does it work? No, it does not. And again I did one. Like, I had to build around this place here, for example, and as you see, the road is pointing into the wrong direction, which is really infuriating. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Previously this was, like I said, hard-coded inside the game. There's one refinery up there, which I also don't have to worry about anymore. And it also doesn't make any sense that the industry is in the middle of bloody nowhere. Like, it makes sense for a few raw materials, I would say. But for a lot of other places it didn't make sense. Now it was a steel mill outside of the city, you know. That's not how it would be in real life. Now you can get rid of the mill outside of the city. Like, that's a big thing. And again, I did it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bulldoze. Okay, there's one more, I think. This is this one up here, and again, I lost quite a bit of sleep. Like, what? It's in such a bad spot, you know, like it's in the middle where I don't want it. And now I can work around it. Oh, I didn't do it. That's weird. Nope. Okay, maybe if I delete this manually. Okay, I think I was lagging quite a bit. Fuck me, now it doesn't let me open the menu. Yeah, I think the game crashed. That's a shame. Like, it doesn't give me a crash message or anything, but it is pretty much crashed. Gotta kill it off. It also tells me that it's working. I don't get it. Oh well, what a shame. Okay, I guess a game crash is a good time to finish this off. I'm going to check the quality if YouTube has good quality. And if it does, I might actually stream on YouTube from now on. I mean, I'm going to build on it anyway, so I might as well stream it when I build it. Which will be a little bit longer than just 1 hour streams and something like that, but instead have like 5, 6 or something like that. Yeah. Quite a long stream. Instead of these short highlight streams where you show off what you actually did instead of how you build it, you know? Because I feel like this is another part that belongs to the game, you know? How did you build it? Because the result is nice, but it really doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you how you got to that result, and yeah. Okay then, bye bye everyone. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time on YouTube.